Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brooks Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of March 31st, 2021. It's another 5-week month, so this week's a little bit smaller than normal, but it's got some really solid titles in it, so let's get to it. First up, Batman Catwoman by Tom King, and art by Clayman. Clayman, yes, yep. Amazing book. I love it so far. I honestly have really no idea what goes on from issue to issue. It's one of those things where I read the issue and I like it, but I don't know what the overarching story is yet. So I actually go back and will reread the Tom King stuff in chunks later. But really good. If you're not checking out Batman Catwoman, you really need to be. It's really solid. Next up is crossover number 5. It's Sideways, which means if I open this up and it's going to be sideways, that sucks. Let's see. Oh, thank God it's not sideways. Sideways comics are the worst. Anyway, so crossover 5. I've been enjoying crossover so far. Donny Cates has done a fantastic job on it, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Next up, James Tinian the Fourth, Department of Truth issue 7. If you're not checking out Department of Truth, you really need to be. The artwork is not up my alley, but the story and what's being done, like what they're doing, what he's doing in that is really amazing. You should be checking it out. Next up, we have The Flash, number 768. So we're going to jump into some new Flash stuff and see where it goes after a huge Williamson run on Flash. I'm curious to see what happens to the character now and who takes over the reins, and if whoever takes over is going to do some justice to Flash, because it's really hard to come after somebody who is on a run for that long. Next up is one for my son, and that's Marvel Action Spider-Man number 1. I know he'll dig it because he likes Spider-Man, but he doesn't really read too much of it, so we'll see. Next up is The Other History of the DC Universe, book 3. This looks like it will be about Katana. Super stoked because that's an outsider, and yeah, so far it's been Black Lightning. Who was the other one? Why am I blanking on the other one? The Titans kids. I can't remember who they are. Anyway, and now that was a Black Lightning and Outsider, and now we're back to another Batman and the Outsider with Katana. So I cannot wait to dive in. It's really interesting the way they did it. It's more text with an image on the page. Or a few images on the page, but it's not like a stereotypical normal comic. It's more like an adult picture book, so to speak. But it's really good. You should be checking out The Other History of the DC Universe. Next up, we have another Donny Cates, and that's Redneck number 30. Donny Cates' Redneck Vampires is really good, and it's entertaining, and you should be checking it out. If you haven't, Volume 1 is out there for you to pick up. Another Tom King book this week, and that's Strange Adventures, number 9 of 12. He knocks it out of the park with Strange Adventures. I'm super stoked every issue. Every issue you get an amazing combination of Mitch Gerads' artwork and Doc Shaner's artwork, and it's just fantastic. And I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, it's another one of those Mr. Miracle. What is it? Creative teams that just bam. Well, it's Mitch and Tom. Next up is Superman versus Imperious Lex number 3. I believe this is the only Future State title to get 3 issues as one of the shorter ones. Well, that's not really the way to say it. It's the only one that went past 2 issues that wasn't necessarily one of the bigger thick books. So yeah. I like it. It's good. Mark Russell does a fantastic job with it. And finally, on my pull list, The Witcher Fading Memories 4 of 4. I've been enjoying this Witcher comic. It's been good, solid for being in the Witcher universe. I need to get going on some more of the Witcher books, but for the most part, really solid stuff. And if you like Witcher, I highly recommend checking it out. I did grab up some variant covers this week. The first one is for Batman Catwoman number 4, and this is the Jim Lee variant. So I snagged that baby up because it's Jim Lee. Of course you got to snag that up. And then I think this is Travis Charst. I'm probably butchering his name. Another Batman Catwoman variant. Pick that one up. Department of Truth had a variant cover. I decided to snag up, and I've been liking the Flash variants, so I've been sticking with picking those up. This is actually a second print out this week for Noctera #1, the Scott Snyder Tony Daniel book. And what an awesome second print that is. Like, that could even be like the cover of the first issue, but it's not. It's the second print. So hopefully your store ordered it, or hopefully you pre-ordered it and got it. Next up is there's a variant for the Other History of the DC Universe #3. So snag that up well, and it comes out nice because it's like she stands out with the rest of the image there. It's pretty cool. And there is a Strange Adventures variant that I snagged up as well. And then we have the last one on here, which is Superman versus Imperious Rex #3. So I grabbed that one up as well. There is one graphic novel I got this week, and that is the Firefly Blue Sun Rising Volume 1. This collects Firefly Blue Sun Rising 0 and Firefly 21 to 22. So it's a little bit, it's thick, so it's like, whoa, there was a lot of stuff in there. But this is part 1. So yeah, so hopefully I'll eventually get to reading these. I like the Firefly universe. And Greg Pak's a really good writer. So I cannot wait to dive in and see. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, sorry, 7. No, I have 7 Firefly things I need to get caught up with, and this makes it 8. So yeah, there's a lot to read. That's it for this week's pull list. Like I said, it's a very small week. For those of you out there who care, I did check out the second episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. I thought it flowed a lot better than the first episode. But I don't mind the flow of the first episode because I know they're trying to add more character development of those two characters that necessarily didn't get that more in-depth character development in the films. So we'll see where that goes. But episode 2, ramps it up a little bit more. So we'll see where they go this week with episode 3. I also was able to check out the first 3 episodes of Invincible, the animated one on Amazon Prime, and man, was that a solid watch. I only have one qualm with it, and it's where they put the title of the show. Basically, the first time anyone says Invincible, they don't say Invincible, and it cuts to just the title of Invincible and some blood splatter on it. So it's a little jarring, especially in the first episode when it doesn't happen until virtually the end of the episode, and then it happens like right away in the next episode. So, and it's just I think it interrupts the flow, but who knows? It's not my decision, but you should check it out. It's good. If you like The Boys, this is definitely going to be your alley. I did have some sound issues though when I was streaming it. I did get a new TV, and very nice. I can do 4K on it and stuff. So like I needed to upgrade anyway. But normally with Disney Plus I don't have an issue, or Netflix I don't have an issue, or HBO Max I don't have an issue. With Amazon Prime I had an issue with their app going through the TV and the sound being very loud when it was actiony and very quiet when it wasn't. And so I had to found myself turning the volume up, turning the volume down, turning the volume up, turning the volume down. So if any of you watched Invincible and had that issue, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm really curious to see if it's just me and I need to try and fix something, or if that's a problem on the Amazon app whatever, the Amazon Video Pride thing. That's pretty much it. New Hearthstone expansion came out this week. I opened some packs. We'll see what happens. There's a new core set, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it progresses. Hearthstone and Blizzard and Activision have had a rough year, especially with Hearthstone players, and just what's been happening. And then there was some news that Activision Blizzard hired somebody who's basically just known as a D-bag. So we'll see, but yeah, doesn't look so good. That's it. I'm still reading that Charles Soule, this one, Light of the Jedi, and the Brave New World for, Star Wars Light of the Jedi is my personal reading. Brave New World is for my work. Brave New World is, I understand why they use it because the themes are pretty much in your face, but it is not the best book, and I don't know how it's still used, but hey, who knows? If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments down in that comment section below. Let me know what you're picking up. If you have any questions, all that. Please be nice. The internet is a place of, garbage attitudes and behavior. So, hey, let's keep this little tiny speck of a corner, get that stuff out of here. Anyway, you can listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just recorded episode 494, which signifies our 10-year anniversary. I've been podcasting as a main podcast host for 10 years now. I was doing a little bit here and there guest stuff on the Geek Box, but we started Comics Conspiracy 10 years ago on, I believe it was March 29th of 2011. And so, yeah, it's been an interesting ride. Time has flown by when you think about it like that. But yeah, it's also funny because it coincides with my son's birthday. So when my son turns 10, the podcast is 10. So yeah. But yeah, check out the episode. There's a link in the description below. We don't do anything special. We do talk some Falcon Winter Soldier, and I talk a little more about Invincible. And we discuss the Marvel Penguin Random House thing and what does that mean for the industry and for Diamond. Because Diamond lost DC last year and then now losing Marvel this year. That's like 80% or 70 some odd percent of the market. So that's a hit. So we'll see what happens. And let's see if Penguin Random House can ship comics and ship them well and not have too many damages. So who knows? Check out the episode. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees for the podcast and for us to get some products. So thank you very much to all of our backers. It helps out immensely. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is BESBasement. BESBasement. I haven't really looked at my old account to see if I can salvage it at all. Well, who knows? I might send another appeal request at some point because yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I've kind of gone down a little bit of a rabbit hole with regards to like games, board games specifically. We're trying out a lot of board games because it seems to be a good thing, good escape for my kids. But we'll see if it keeps their interest. I know my son's been enjoying Legendary, the Marvel one that we picked up. And so I cannot wait to kind of play it some more and expand out with some of the expansion sets. And we picked up a few other ones. Ones that I think my daughter would like. And we'll see where that goes. But yeah, board games are fun. Try them out. If you want me to talk about something board game related, let me know. I am not the most knowledgeable person on board games, but hey, noob board game guy I'll be a noob board game guy. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.